Welcome back to Small Caps. My name is Kerry Stevenson, and today we're going to be talking about one of the things I love. That's called gold. But we're also going to be talking about copper, PGEs, kaolin. Who am I talking about? Oar Resources. ASX code is OAR, and joining me today is the Executive Chairman, Chris Gale. Chris, great to see you. You're over in Perth. We're on the eastern states. Have to do it via Zoom at the moment.
Thanks, Kerry. Yeah, we're very lucky over here in Perth, and hope you guys are doing well in New South Wales and, hearing what's happening there. And I think hopefully things will be better soon.
So do I. Well, listen, before we get started, we've got a big investor audience out there. Just give us a brief overview of who are Oar Resources. Okay,
yeah. So Oar was previously Oakdale Resources. My group took over that company back in March of 2019. Over the last 2 years, we have developed a number of projects within our portfolio, those being the Crown project, which we'll discuss today, which is a fantastic opportunity for the company to capitalise on 45 minutes an hour from the city of Perth. We also have our Nevada projects, which are, 3 projects in one of the world's best gold districts of Nevada. And finally, our South Australian Gibraltar kaolin-halloysite project, which we've recently drilled.
Well, let's start with what you just mentioned, the Crown project, which is a nickel-copper-PGE project. It's in the same district as Chalice mining. Now, we all know, most of the people listening will know all about Chalice. That's their nickel-copper-PGE discovery. Looks pretty exciting. What attracted you, Oar Resources, to the Crown project? What is it about Crown?
Well, obviously, Chalice is the attraction. We can't discount what they've discovered there. Those guys, Alex and Tim, have done a magnificent job of putting that area on the map, not only Australian map, but perhaps the world scale. It is a magnificent discovery. And as always, as explorers, the minute we have a discovery, we're like ants, we crawl all over the place and we peg and stake. And we're very lucky. Just after that announcement, we managed to secure the tenement, which is, it's 8 kilometres as a crow flies west of the Gonneville discovery. So we are the closest tenement to the Gonneville discovery. So, and recently we had our tenements granted only a month ago.
Okay.
Now on the field out there doing our work, carrying out our field work.
So you're on the ground out there. I just would ask, how did you get these tenements? Because there's a lot of other people working in that area. I'm surprised that there was anything available.
Yeah, look, a prospector who had secured those tenements a number of years ago approached us through one of my contacts. We obviously cut a deal with the prospector, and fundamentally, this is the nature of the game. You have people out there prospecting, promoting, securing tenements well before discoveries. And we managed to secure, I personally think, the best tenement in that whole package out through Gibraltar.
Why do you think that's the best tenement in that area, Chris? What's giving you that confidence?
Well, we recently had Southern Geoscience. We had some existing geophysical data. We had Southern Geoscience. For those who don't know, Southern Geoscience are based here in Perth, one of the preeminent geophysical physicists in not only Western Australia and the country. They reinterpreted that data. They've actually identified 20 priority targets for us. Wow. There's a very large land package. The structures that we're seeing, and obviously we've had the benefit of being out in the field now over the last couple of weeks, look very similar to what we're seeing come out of the Gibraltar discovery.
Wow.
We don't know yet. We can't put our hands on our heart as yet. We've been out to a couple of rocks here that we've actually been out and had a look at. But until we get those assayed and sampled and ultimately drilling,
Yeah.
is going to show us how good our project is. But at this stage, with the location, the structures that we're seeing through that geology, it's very encouraging.
You say it's fairly close to Chalice. Is it along the same geological structure? So is that giving you some confidence as well, or is it? Where are you at in terms of
the geophysics? Are telling us yes, and if you talk to a geologist, he would say we need to do more work.
Right.
Geophysicists are scientists.
Yep.
And there's always a bit of a battle between the geophysicists and the geologists. But in this instance, our goal is to find those ultramafic rocks that make up the composition of the PGEs that we know that Chalice have discovered. That's the important thing here, to ensure that the same rocks. But the size of our tenement is showing us that there are different versions of rocks right throughout that tenement. So we need to do a lot more work yet to actually get in there and to find out. But, you know, it's been an interesting couple of weeks thus far.
But you've only just commenced that on-ground exploration. What is that involving right now?
Well, currently, the geos are out in the field. We're actually rock chip sampling, mapping, of course. Yeah. The outcrop. There is a lot of outcrop out there, which is great for us. As well as on top of that, we'll carry out soil geochem, start assaying. The whole ultimate goal is to obviously define drill targets in the priority areas that Southern Geoscience have identified and work through from there. But ultimately, we want to be drilling. Our field work will carry it out probably next month, 2 months. We want to be drilling sometime in October, November.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. You know, when do you think you're going to start drilling out there? And is it pretty? I want to know when you're going to start drilling, but also, is it tough to get rigs at the moment? Because of course, everybody needs a rig.
No, it doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
You know, we're in one of the greatest mining states in the world. Look, it is a little bit tough, but we have obviously a good network. We're already talking to drill contractors now to line up for October, November. The big diggers and dealers is on next week, so Tony and I will be out there for a day or so, hopefully securing a couple of rigs out there as well. So, look, you know, it's not easy, but it's not difficult, and you know, we're in a mining state.
Yeah.
So you know, that's a good thing. And you know, at the end of the day, a lot of rigs are up in Kalgoorlie way. It's only a 3.5, 4 hour drive down to Gibraltar to drill. So you know, we're in good hands, and you know, we've got a great network to be able to secure those drill rigs.
Well, I just want to say before we get on to Nevada, Chris, congratulations, because it's a pretty exciting district where you're at, and as you said before, you're very close to what Chalice have got. It's probably the same, similar structure. I'm pretty excited for, you know, hurry up, let's get the news out. But these things do take time. You're on the ground, you're doing the work at the moment. Any final comments before we move on to Nevada?
I think overall, you know, one of the comments I do have is the market capitalisation of the company compared to all the other juniors in that district is basically a quarter of everyone else.
Wow.
We've got to prove ourselves. There's no question. It's taken us a little longer to get the tenement granted, and that's one of the reasons we haven't been able to get out in the field. But at this very minute, our market cap at $22 million versus 50, 60, 80, 100, and finally $3 billion. You know, I think we're very good value at the moment based on what we're seeing out there and what we're doing at the Crown project.
That's a really good way of doing it, because there are other people, and that, yes, their market caps are a lot more. Possibly the market hasn't quite caught up with the news that you've got this project, and just the structurally how close it is to that success that Chalice have had.
Well, we haven't been able to say a lot because we haven't had the tenement granted. So now we're out there, we've made an announcement, we're in the field, we're out there, you know, kicking rocks, you know, mapping. it won't be long before we move into that process of drill permits being lodged, drill rigs secured, and drilling about to commence. So we haven't wanted to go out and really say anything because we had nothing a lot to say until the tenant was granted.
Okay, well done on that. That's a lot of news flow to come from that. I'll be keeping a close watch on that one, Chris. Now,
thanks, Kerry. Yeah.
Not the only thing you've got, though, because Nevada, I think, as you said before, Nevada is very well known for gold. You've got the Douglas Canyon Gold Project, very strategically located in an active gold belt in Nevada. That looks pretty highly prospective. What's Oar Resources doing over there?
Well, we've drilled 2 projects so far. Tonopah wasn't great. Lamberson Canyon was a bit better. We have 3 projects in Nevada. We've drilled Tonopah. Lamberson came up with about 3 grams an ounce, 3 grams a tonne, sorry. So, you know, we got some very strong sniffs of gold through there. We'll go back to Lamberson later on, probably later on this year, and put a few more holes down there. But the project we've wanted to drill for a long, long time is Douglas Canyon. The access is a little bit more difficult. We now have all the roads cleared. We have the drilling permits approved. It's now just securing a rig, which we hope to do over the next 4 or 5 weeks. So we'll be drilling in there this quarter. So if you have a look, which we haven't got a map in front of us now, but this is surrounded by multi-million ounce deposits, discoveries. We know that we've had rock chips as high as 50 grams a tonne, so we know we're in the right district here. Our geologists are very excited by the prospect of drilling this particular project, and what a great jurisdiction to be in. Nevada, as you said earlier, is the premier gold district of the US and one of the premier gold districts of the world. So we're all set to go, and we'll see some very strong drilling programs being. We're going to put 2 holes down initially, about 500 metres, and that proves to be successful. We'll continue to drill through there, and as what I said, in a great district of Nevada.
Have you got a team that is going to be doing that for you? Are they located over there now? What's happening over there right now?
Yeah, we've got a geologist, a consulting geologist that we've used for the previous 2 programs. We've just about, drill rigs are very hard to secure there at the minute. Mm-hmm. We're just in the process of securing a drill rig for, I'd suggest by September, we'll be in there drilling. So, but the big thing for us now is to get in there, secure that rig and commence drilling. So everything's set. We just need the rig. So, yeah, we're very, very confident we'll have that happening in September.
And how big a drill program have you got that in place at the moment? I mean, you're securing the drill rig, you've got the guys on the ground there. Around about September, how long is that going to go for?
That'll be probably a week to 2 weeks of drilling initially. Okay. If we find some, you know, we have a success through those 2 holes that we actually put down, they're scout holes, we'll drill another 2. We're permitted to drill a total of 4 holes at the moment. Right. So we'll drill 2, we'll continue with the other 2, put that in for assaying, and if the assays come back positive, we'll continue to drill that particular area. So, yeah, it's exciting times in Nevada for ore. With, you know, just you look at Crown, you look at Nevada over the next 6 months, there's going to be a lot of drilling take place, which is what people want to see. You know,
absolutely.
That's where we're all at.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're getting a lot of work done, but it would be remiss of me not to bring up Gibraltar. Now, that's very much a value proposition. That's your kaolin project down in South Australia on the Eyre Peninsula. What are you doing with that project? Where's that sitting at the moment?
Okay, so we just recently put some very good kaolin results out. We've finished that drill program for now. We've put the kaolin results out, the halloysite results, the assays. It's a very complex assaying program, testing program for halloysite. Those results should be out over the next few weeks. Once those results come out, we'll then make a decision if we're going to infill that particular project. I'm very confident we will infill that project and move towards a JORC resource. So, and if you think about that particular project, is adjacent to Andromeda, who's a 400 million market cap company, abuts the Mount Hope project of Andromeda. So once again, a very, very valuable project that we think that we've got the goods for there, and the results are coming out and showing that. There's no question that, it's a very, very, exciting, compelling project that we think can add a tremendous amount of value once we get that JORC resource.
So just remind us again when you think that JORC resource may be coming out?
Depends on we're waiting on the final assays for the halloysite.
Yep.
I suggest they'll be out mid-August.
Wow.
Our guys will then evaluate what areas of infill will be continuing to drill to get that JORC resource. I would suggest that the JORC resource, once again, qualifying that it depends on the results of the halloysite that's coming out, will be certainly towards the end of this year.
Goodness me, it's a very busy time for Oar Resources, and I love the fact that you've got 3 very strong projects, distinct projects, very strong projects. Can I ask, Chris, would the focus right now, I know they're 3 very distinct projects, but are you most excited about Crown as a jurisdiction, given where it sits and what's around it?
Look, the way I answer that question, and we've had a lot of dialogue with our current investors, future investors. We've just raised just over $2 million. The company's well cashed up now. So, look, the way I answer that is that here we have a mature project in Gibraltar moving towards a JORC resource. Value proposition, as you said earlier, compelling, and that's well advanced. Yeah. We're drilling a gold project in one of the world's best gold districts without question. And gold sort of gone off the ball a bit, but it's still sitting above $1,800 an ounce. Yeah. So, we're moving into a great sort of area there where if we have good gold hits, that adds a bit more value to the company. I won't say enormous, but it adds a lot of value to the company. But our blue sky, which everyone loves in this game, is Crown. Yeah. That Crown project is sitting 7 kilometres from one of the greatest discoveries in Western Australia in the last 20 years. Yeah. We believe it's sitting on host rocks that look very similar to what we're seeing in that discovery. That will qualify. We won't know until we drill it, and that's the game we're in. But if you look at our market capitalisation of $22 million compared to a number of companies in that area, we've got Andromeda at $400 million. Yep. We've got Rex Minerals sitting out in Nevada, which have had some success of late, close to $150, $200 million. And we have, I'm not going to count Chalice because, they're obviously had a massive discovery. Yeah. But if you look at the Caspins, the Devex, the Mandrakes, Pursuits in that area, all sitting above $50 million, the market is a great leveler. The market will determine what they think your market cap should be. But the market needs to take a little bit closer look at what Oar Resources is doing. And once they do that, I think it'll wake up pretty soon. Well, hopefully this conversation today has woken up 1 or 2 people, because it's certainly woken me up. I wasn't aware of just what you have in your little stable over there. It's pretty exciting. Chris, we're running out of time. I've got to ask you this. I always ask my interviewees this one. 3 reasons why you think that investors need to really sit up and take notice of OAR, Oar Resources, right now. Sure. Gibraltar moving toward a massive value proposition in defining a JORC resource. Certainly Nevada gold, don't write gold off yet. Drilling in one of the world's greatest gold districts. And finally, Crown. Our focus over the next 6 months in Australia will be totally focused around getting that Crown project position where we find out whether we have the goods there or not.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it from Chris Gale today, Executive Chairman of Oar Resources. Goodness me, they are going to be very busy over the next 6 months, and I'm sure lots and lots of news flow will make sure that they are on the radar of many of us. Chris Gale, Executive Chairman of Oar Resources, thanks for joining me on Small Caps today.
Thanks very much, Kerry, and all the best over there. Get out of that lockdown. See you.
Thanks, mate.